Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. In this video, I'm going to talk about how we can configure SMTP server or SMTP relay within Okta, right? You might have seen that there are different use cases of SMTP server and different requirements of SMTP server within the different applications, be it applications or service or any different use case. So there are few use cases that I'm going to talk about, which includes the SMTP server or the email provider that meets the business requirements and regulatory requirements. For example, when we are adding the SMTP server or email provider that has a certain data center or regulatory and compliance requirements, then also we can leverage the SMTP server to send out an email from specific geographical locations, right? And those emails will be sent from, let's say, we have requirement to set up from India, and only we will set it up from the data center wherever the data center is located. And in our case, let's say in India, so we will set up from that respective data center location, and that can be all the emails communication is going to or going through that respective data center, right? So this is the one of the use case, or this is the one of the requirement when we can set up the SMTP server or requirement. So there is nothing much, or there are not many such requirements, but still, if in case the organization wants to be compliant with their standards and policies and everything, right? Then organizations can define and decide whether wherever they wanted to set it up, right? So before that, uh, I would also talk about different things like why we use SMTP server or SMTP relay, right? So SMTP server or SMTP relay is being used for different purposes, mostly for service to service communications. And when we wanted to let service to notify the respective team of any changes within the environment, and that respective service or is going to notify the respective team, be it IT team, security team, or whoever it is. They would be notified by sending an email from that service saying that this service is running at this time and was off or maybe turned off or is not working as expected at this time. And there's something you need to go ahead and look into it and maybe troubleshoot and work on it, right? So this way we would be able to go ahead and see what is missing or what is broken there, and then we can take the appropriate actions, right? So I'm going to show you the steps that I'm going to take. And before that, let me collect the user account, which I'm going to use for this SMTP specific requirements, right? So just a minute here, and I will simply add that account here. And then, so we should be good to go. So I'm going to show you how we can set it up within the okay. So let me reset the password for this account. So meantime, all right. So let me go ahead and share my screen quickly so that I can show you the steps first. What are the steps that I'm going to take? And then I'm going to explain those steps one by one. And then we should be good to go. All right. So here I'm on Okta admin portal, but before that, I wanted to show you the steps, right? So here are the steps that I'm going to take. So the first step is, as a prerequisites, you can see that to set up M365 SMTP server within Okta, we need to provide the host, which is a host name or host URL or IP address. So it can work with IP address as well. And it also needs other host, which is a FQDN, fully qualified domain name, which is going to be routable over the over the internet and over the communication, right? And you can also see the port number here, which is also important and required. So there are two ways for TLS. This is the port that we can leverage. Also 457 or 458, I believe. That is also another port. And for non-TLS, we can use 25. So that is non-TLS as a non-secured uh, port number. And then we have SMTP username and SMTP password, right? So mostly in most cases, this account is needed with the standard service account, and it should not be the end user account, or maybe it should not be the administrator accounts, whoever is going to use that administrator account or their individual account. That is not always recommended, because this is a service to service integration, and this should be the a standard or service account instead of using any specific end user's account to use this and make this integration, right? So second step is to get into the Okta admin console and then follow other steps, including setting and customization and email. And then here are the same steps that we can add or leverage again. And we can save it and test it. And then we can toggle to the custom email provider and start using uh, the M365 email or the SMTP relay that we have set up. Also, there is an additional step if in case that is needed, and this is based on the requirement of the environment or how the environment is set up, right? If we have the environment set up, maybe which is hybrid environments, or maybe a fully controlled network and fully controlled or fully managed environment, then there might be such requirement when the system is going to send out an email, and if the emails are being quarantined or maybe put those emails and marked as a spam, then to resolve that, we need to add the SPF records, and SPF records would look like this. So this is not the actual one, but SPF record is going to look like this, and it is going to be the one as per the organization and as per the domain that organization is going to set up, right? And then there's also another additional configuration or requirement may come, which is on whitelisting the firewalls or IP addresses, right, within the firewalls, right? So IP address includes the, let's say I'm configuring this with Okta, right? And the email provider in this case would be Microsoft 365 for this, because I'm using Microsoft 365 as SMTP server, SMTP relay in this case, and it is going to be sending out an email from Microsoft. But there is also another use case or also another capability here. If Microsoft 365 is not sending an email based on the configurations, then the Okta, being a third-party system for this SMTP relay, Okta will also try to send out email from Okta system itself or Okta SMTP relay server, and it is going to send out. So we need to make sure IP addresses are also whitelisted from both sides, from our SMTP or Microsoft 365, as well as if in case we have on-premises or hybrid environment, those are also whitelisted appropriately. And the additional configuration is going to be from Okta side. So, or from Okta's configurations like Okta IP addresses or Okta's FQDNs, which are also can be or can also be sending the emails if in case the Office 365 or M365 SMTP is not working as expected, right? And towards the end of this, there are some help and support documentation. So these are the documents that can be used to go through and get additional help and understand what is required, what is not required, and whatever is needed for the same, right? So yeah, this is what all I wanted to show you. So let's jump over to the portal and I'll show you how we can set it up, right? So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm here on Okta admin portal, and let's go ahead, go to customization and then email providers. So on the email provider here, you can see there's a button called add a custom email provider, and you need to provide the details here. So now let me put that details here, which is this one. So this is a host FQDN, and then I am going to put the port number. So this is the port number. It should be without quotes. It does not need any quotes. And then I'm going to add the user account or the account. I'm adding a standard user account here just to show you, but it should be definitely a service kind of account which needs to be interacting with the service from one server to another or one service to another. And then I'm going to put the credentials of that account here. So this is the password, and this should be good here to add, and click save. So once you add it, it should be saved and it should look like this one. So now let's say here is the option to test it, right? But before that, we can go through here. It says that adding custom email provider gives you more control. So this is just a message configuration. And it also gives a warning, says that the email domain for each brand requires from email address, and your emails from that brand will appear to come from this address. So whichever is going to be, we are going to add there, and can be added under each brand. Once on the brand page, select the domain and add domain. Let's say be it this one, and then from here we can go to brands page and change that one. So these are the different brands. We can change it. Let's go ahead and do that. And this one. So it was talking about this here, and it comes while changing the domain. Let's go ahead, and I think it is not going to allow us. Let me click on that domain. And let's see if it allows. Oh, no, this is not the correct page. So definitely, or for us, we need to change this from address here, and any email communication that is going to be sent out by that SMTP server, that is going to show that this is the sender address, or this is going to be this email sender, right? And from here, we can add the email address. Let's say, let me add email address here. Let me copy this out, and then I'll just give something service update, and then mail domain. So mail domain, I'll keep it as is, and then click next. And then, okay, the field cannot be left blank. Oh, I had added that one, but then click next. Okay, so here it says API validation failed. There was error parsing this because why it failed? Because this is the email address that I have used for the SMTP or SMTP server or relay configuration, right? But we haven't really added this domain within the Okta, right? Added as a custom domain. And that is why it is not able to identify or verify that domain. Here it says that message appears to come from a custom email domain instead of this domain. And if it was the Okta domain, that means it would have accepted. But if in this case, it is coming out from this separate domain, which is a custom domain. And that is why it is just simply throwing that error. And once we verify our custom domain within Okta first, and once we add that email address here or the sender address, it is going to definitely accept it and then work on this case, right? So now let's go back, and we can try our testing from there if it works or it fails or any warnings or whatever it is. Let's say send test message, and from address. So from address, this one, and I will add test address here, and I will simply hit the test message. Authentication with the SMTP server failed, right? So why it failed? It failed because there is one requirement that we need to complete on this address, which is we need to enable the SMTP capability on this address, because this address does not have the SMTP capability enabled. So we can do that by using PowerShell, or we can do that by using the portal as well from here. Let me go back and let me open it up here, and simply I will go here, and here you can see that all of these protocols are disabled for this account using the policy, right? So to enable that one, I need to either enable this one or uncheck it and then save these changes. So once we do that, it should be authenticated and verified. Also, now if I uncheck this and save this configuration, that means this is going to take some time to make that change happen and available for us. But still we can go ahead and test it and see if that works or that still fails, because it needs to propagate the change within next few minutes, or maybe it may take more than that time. And then once we have that set up, and then we can go ahead and use that, right? So let's see, seems that is still not yet working, and working as an it is not accepting the change, or it has not accepted that change. So let's, oh, and I wanted to show you these all things. That is why I did not prepare it or did not enable these settings, right? Because as soon as you do the configurations, you really need to know and understand what is needed at what step, right? And if you are missing anything, any configuration, then definitely you should go back and change that. So yeah, that is why I directly started, and I wanted to show you where it is going to fail, where it is going to throw an error, what are the reasons to get or fail, right? That is also very important, and you might end up why I'm getting this error, how to resolve it, what steps and actions I need to take, right? And that is why this is something is going to be really hands-on things that you can do and learn and explore, right? So yeah, that's all I wanted to show you in this video, and hope you will like it. Please do like, share, and subscribe. Also share this video with your friends and colleagues and whoever needs to watch and see. And yeah, that's all. Also do watch other videos across Azure, Microsoft 365, and FinOps that I have talked about. And yeah, that's all. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.